You've been listening to Relax with BBC Radio Wales. Now, just approaching 1 o'clock, we join BBC 5 Live.
This is Radio Wales on BBC Sounds or on your smart speaker. Play BBC Radio Wales.
BBC News at 1 o'clock. This is Matthew Carter. The Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, has announced a 3-month review of gang-based child sexual exploitation across the UK. A series of 5 local reviews will then be held in towns including Oldham. Ms Cooper said this would consider cultural and societal drivers and properly examine ethnicity data about the gangs, as well as their victims. The Conservatives said the plans were wholly inadequate. Labour MP Jake Richards was asked why only 5 local reviews are being held.
Well, this is a start. This is what I find somewhat frustrating about this debate, that there is going to be one inquiry or a number of different local inquiries, and that's going to be the end of the matter. We have to be constantly vigilant against these crimes taking place. This is not a battle that will ever end. It's an ongoing process, and that's why this government has announced today further developments in their strategy to try and tackle it. And I'd expect them to continue announcing further developments.
There have been major disagreements in Israel's cabinet ahead of a crucial vote to ratify the Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal. Israel's far-right security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, has said he'll resign if the government approves the deal, describing it as a reward for Hamas. Other ministers have also criticised the deal. Farhan Haq is a spokesperson for the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres. He said a pause in fighting is needed to help the humanitarian situation in Gaza.
We need the crossings to be open. 600 trucks, which would be humanitarian aid, but also commercial traffic, since commercial traffic has ceased in Gaza for the last 15 months. And ultimately, what we need is to make sure that understandings are reached with the parties so that we can actually have the safe conditions to move aid throughout Gaza.
Last year saw the fastest annual rise in the concentration of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere ever recorded, according to data from a research station in Hawaii. CO2 levels increased to more than twice pre-industrial levels. A study by the Met Office says that makes it almost impossible to keep to the climate change targets of 1.5 Celsius. The former Bank of England Governor Mark Carney says he's running to replace Justin Trudeau as the leader of Canada's governing Liberal Party. He's cast himself as an outsider with strong economic credentials, but the opposition Conservatives say there's little to distinguish the two men. The incoming White House National Security Advisor says Donald Trump will try to save TikTok before a ban comes into place. The Supreme Court is due to rule on a law that gave the app's owner until Sunday to sell its US operations or face a ban. To football, and in the Premier League, Manchester United came from 1-0 down at half-time to beat Southampton 3-1 at Old Trafford. United's manager, Ruben Amorim, said his team earned the win.
The final 30 minutes, I felt that Southampton was really tired of that pressure, man-to-man in all the pitch, and we take advantage of that. In the end, we create some chances, Southampton also, but I think in the end we deserve to win.
Elsewhere in the league, Ipswich Town were beaten 2-0 by Brighton. And that's the BBC News. It's 3 minutes past 1.
Ever feel like you just missed out on something amazing?